Imagine this. Your teenage daughter calls you in tears because 6 grown women have cornered her in public, shaming her, berating her, and demanding she obey grandparents who tried to take her away from you. That was my reality. But instead of letting them crush us, I made sure the truth was revealed in the most devastating way possible, inside their own church. If you've ever dreamed of seeing bullies, liars, or manipulators get exactly what they deserve, hit that like button right now. Subscribe for more stories of sweet justice, because today's story, oh, you're going to feel this one. I'm a 46-year-old mom of 2 incredible daughters, 17 and 15. We've been through more than most families could imagine. Last year, my ex-husband, my girl's father, died in an accident. You'd think tragedy would bring people closer. Instead, it ripped open every wound he left behind. See, my ex was cheating. He didn't just betray me, he fathered 2 sons with his affair partner. And when fate intervened, both he and that woman died, leaving behind 2 boys. 2 reminders of betrayal my daughters never asked for. You can imagine the trauma. My girls were the ones who discovered the affair in the first place. They've been in therapy ever since. But my ex's parents? His 80-year-old mother and 78-year-old father? Instead of protecting my girls, they tried to rip them away from me. They filed for custody. They demanded my daughters live with them. They even tried to guilt my girls into taking in their half-brothers. Which, for my traumatized kids, was not going to happen. Ever. Fast forward to last month. It was my youngest's birthday. I took her to the weekend farmer's market. I wanted her to feel free, light, happy. She had a little budget and ran off to buy chocolates and sweets. But after an hour, no sign of her. Just as I was about to panic, my phone rang. It was her. She was crying. I sprinted across the market with my older daughter, and what I found made my blood boil. 6 older women, church ladies, had cornered my crying 15-year-old. They wagged fingers in her face, calling her UN Christian, berating her for not spending time with her grandparents, and shaming her for not being a good big sister to her half-brothers. My daughter stood there shaking, clutching a little bag of sweets, as these women towered over her like vultures. Something in me snapped. I shoved my way into that circle, pulled my daughter behind me, and told my elders to pay and go wait in the car. Then I turned to those women. Back off. They gasped, clutched their pearls, and one of them sneered. A good Christian wife would obey her husband's parents. You're setting a wicked example. Wife. My husband was dead, and cheating while alive. I ripped into them, my voice shaking with fury. Eventually, the shouting grew so loud that market security asked all of us to leave. They followed me to the car, hurling insults like a pack of vultures circling prey. My daughters were silent in the car, their faces pale. I gripped the steering wheel so tight my knuckles turned white. This had gone too far. That night, after my girls were asleep, I went online. A trusted church contact messaged me, apologizing. Then he told me the truth. My ex-mother-in-law had posted a massive sob story on the church's Facebook group. According to her, we had abandoned her, left her penniless, and cruelly cut her off from her precious granddaughters. She twisted the truth so badly it made me sick. And the worst part, she lied about the affair. She told the church that the other woman was our surrogate because I couldn't have more children. She claimed I rejected the boys because they were male. Disgusting. But here's the kicker. That church might be backwards on some issues, but they are very strict about one thing, cheating. And I had all the proof. That was the night I decided, no more silence. No more lies. It was time for revenge. The next day, I marched into a print shop. I paid extra for high-quality prints of everything. Photos of my ex and his mistress, making out in my living room. Screenshots of his texts. Messages where his parents admitted they knew and supported his cheating. Harassing emails and texts they sent me during the divorce. And the most damning, messages where they bullied my daughters, calling them bastards and blaming them for their father's death. I organized everything into neat, personalized binders. And the cover? It looked just like the church's hymn books. Inside, the first photo, my ex kissing his mistress. Clear as day. Underneath, I wrote, ex's name and mistress's name love story. And on Sunday, I placed those binders right where the hymnals go. The gossip spread faster than wildfire. People flipped through the hymnals only to see crystal clear evidence of the truth. The Facebook comments turned savage. Even the pastor had to intervene because the insults against my ex and his mistress were too harsh for public posts. But the best part? The spotlight turned on my in-laws. Suddenly, everyone saw through their lies. They were condemned not only for covering up cheating, but for harassing grieving teenagers. And me? I was no saint in their eyes, but for once, I wasn't the villain. Understandable, they said, that I had stumbled under betrayal. Perhaps one day I'd return to the light. My daughters received apology letters, invitations for support. And my ex-in-laws? They were humiliated out of the church, shamed into silence. My ex-mother-in-law posted on her own wall, whining about how no one cares for the elderly anymore. But the truth was clear. Their golden son was no hero. He was a cheater, and their lies had collapsed on top of them. That night, when I tucked my girls into bed, I finally felt peace. My daughters were safe. The truth was out. And the people who had tried to tear us apart were the ones left broken and alone. It wasn't just revenge. It was justice. And it was long overdue. Sometimes, the sweetest revenge isn't loud. It's carefully planned, undeniable, and unforgettable. Because when people build their lies on the backs of others, the truth always finds a way to shine through. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? And don't forget to subscribe, because I've got plenty more stories where this came from.